This, ladies and gentlemen, is absolutely terrible. And no, I'm not talking about my face or my haircut, so stop the comments. I'm talking about the HDR implementation in Monster Hunter Wilds. It's terrible. I mean, just look at this. This is the out-of-the-box setting when it comes to the HDR presentation in Monster Hunter Wilds. This is with no settings changed, but honestly, and we talk about this later, there's not much we can do about it. Even me changing settings, but just look at the values right now. We have a terrible HDR black level floor. We have almost no specular highlights, and that means the contrast is absolutely bad. I mean, just look at this picture. It just looks washed out. But please keep in mind that I just analyzed HDR in the benchmark tool downloaded from Steam. So this is not the final game. But according to many people, there's literally no difference between HDR in the benchmark tool and HDR in the final game. But if there is any difference, please let me know in the comment section. And before I now show you my recommended settings for this game, because again, there is not much what we can actually do, because I consider the HDR implementation at this very moment as broken on the PC. I'm not quite sure about the console version, but I don't think there is any difference. What I don't understand, this game, according to my information, is Capcom's most sold game. Okay, so the whole Monster Hunter franchise apparently is the best sold game for Capcom. So how can it be that we have such a terrible HDR presentation? This is, again, so bad quality control. I don't know what to say. This is actually, in my opinion, unacceptable. So let's just quickly go through my recommended settings without any mod installed, just to use the internal HDR settings. And what I would recommend is just increase the maximum brightness setting to the absolute maximum, which is 100. The overall brightness, you decrease this by 1 step to 9. The shadow brightness setting, you decrease this by 2 steps to 8. The highlight brightness setting, you increase this to 20. Saturation, I like it to increase by 1 step to 6. And the user interface brightness setting is absolutely up to you. Let me know in the comment section how you like these settings over the standard settings. And when we now compare my recommended settings, again without any mod installed, which would make HDR most likely much better, but I like to keep it simple for now. So let's just compare the standard factory setting with my recommended settings. And again, there is not much of a difference, but there is some difference, especially when we're now talking about the HDR black level floor. With my recommended settings, it is much better. It's still not on a level where I would say that's actually good, but it is now enjoyable. When we're now talking about specular highlights, this is really disappointing, because it is not even reaching 1000 nits in specular highlights. This presentation, this HDR presentation, is, in my opinion, still unacceptable.
Welcome. Please
Go
eat.
ahead, help yourselves.
Okay, my friends, so you let me know, how do you like my recommended settings over the settings what you actually chose? And yeah, without talking about mods and stuff like that. I know there is already a mod from RenewDX, if I'm not wrong about that, and I'm going to look into that, but I just wanted to make this video because we shouldn't need any mods, especially not from a developer like Capcom. In my opinion, okay, this is again unacceptable. I know I'm using this word a lot today, but again, unacceptable, because you pay a lot of money for this game. And no, not even talking about the really questionable performance on the PC. That's a different story. Okay, again, let me know, how do you like this game? Let me know, how do you like the HDR presentation after my recommended settings? And actually also put in the comment section if you have installed the HDR mod and how the picture is, because I haven't had time to look into that so far, but I will. Thank you very much for watching me, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.